Hi guys, this is my Thanksgiving cactus and she has pink flowers. I know it's like off season because they're supposed to bloom around Thanksgiving, but I've never really experienced it that way. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the rest of my plant vlog. That you're gonna hit the like, subscribe, and of course the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. She is going on 2 years with me now. Just so you know, this kind of plant is very, very slow growing. So don't be alarmed if they don't really grow very quickly for you. I've had her for going on 2 years. It will be 2 years this year, later this year. But yeah, when I got her though, I would say she was much smaller. I would probably say like half her size or 2/3. She definitely has grown, and I do feed her fertilizer and supplement every single time I do water her. If you're curious about what I do give her, you can check my description section below. I always share what I use with you guys, and also all my social media accounts are down there. So if you're curious and you want to connect, feel free to do that. She sits in a west-facing window about a foot away, and her soil is cactus or palm soil, so fast draining soil. I water her between 10 to 14 days. Currently, let's see. I have watered her every 7 days, and I have watered her 10 to 14 days. I misspoke right there. So depending on the time of the year, when it's sunnier and the air conditioning is on 24/7, she was being watered and can be watered every 7 to 10 days. On the rest of the year, where I do live in Indiana in the Midwest, is about 8-9 months of the year, she's watered between 10 to 14 days, every 10 to 14 days. It just depends. And the way I check is half. For her size, she sits in a 6-inch pot. I would say half an inch to just half an inch is enough. If it is dry like sand and the soil doesn't stick to my skin anymore, I can water her. Even if it is 1/4 inch because of the size of the pot, actually I would actually say between 1/8 to 1/4 for her size. I'm getting a little confused because I have grown this plant many, many years ago, and I had it for over 5 years, and the bigger it is, the less frequently you do need to water. So anyway, my way of doing it is I always provide like fertilizer and a bloom booster and supplements and stuff like that, and that's why she's always blooming. Also, you do need light. I would recommend a south-facing window is best. They will thrive, definitely. If you do not have access to that, west-facing window is the next best thing. An east-facing window is okay. It is not the best. It is okay. And you might not be getting a ton of blooms if she sits in an east-facing window, because any flowering plant will require a ton of light to be able to produce the proper buds and healthy flowers. So if you have this kind of plant and it's on an east-facing window or even a north-facing window, and buds are starting to form, and then they somehow fall off or crust and just fall off, it's because they're not getting enough light. So you will probably need to add a really, really good plant light, and it has to be on for at least 12 hours in a day, all day. I mean, every day. So that's how you're going to do that. If not, put her in a south-facing window. When my apartment I used to live only on high-rise buildings, and I used to always only have like south-facing windows, like floor-to-ceilings, when I used to live in Chicago. And so I had that, and my Thanksgiving cactus, like, just, they were always so beautiful because of that. They would bloom all the time too. And excuse me. Another thing is you do need a bloom booster. Again, I am sharing what I do use down below in the description section, so if you're interested, feel free to do that. She is not blooming as much as probably my older one because it's a west-facing window and there is obstruction in front of her. There are plants in front of her. There is and she's a foot away from the window. So she's not getting that much light. I do plan on getting more plant lights, but for right now, I don't really need or I don't really have to have all the flowers. I'm okay without the flowers, so it's okay for me. But I do enjoy the flowers. And there are different stages for them. These are already like wilting. And that's what they look like when they wilt. And this one is just still in the mid of beautiful bloom time. And this is, of course, still a bud. And this will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And this will happen. And then next stage. And the next stage. Which is really, really great that you guys are able to see that. And I'll show you the smaller buds. These are buds right here. They're starting to grow. There's another one right there. Another one right there. I'm not very great with succulents. This is kind of a succulent, but from what I've read, supposedly not really, but it is labeled as a cactus. Anything that's labeled as like a cactus or a succulent, I'm not very good with them. But this one I'm good with, and jade is also my other succulent that I'm really great with. Jade, my gosh, I can get that to survive, no problem. That plant, that species really loves me. No bragging, I'm just saying, you know, because I've actually endured it going through root rot and so much drama. So much drama, and they still survived, and I've actually gone through like other different species of succulents, and for whatever reason, no matter what I did, it just wasn't enough. So anyway, this is definitely one of those plants that are good for beginners. If you are a new plant parent, you've never had a plant, you've only had one plant, just make sure when you do get this plant, let her dry out, depending on the size. If it is, let's just do this. If it is like a 4-inch or a 6-inch pot, I would say let it dry out like on 1/8 of an inch on the top. If it becomes like an 8-inch pot, I would say wait like 1/2 to 3/4 inch. That the soil is so dry, it's like sand, and it won't stick to your finger. That's how you know. I would say for the 10-inch, it would have to be at least an inch to 1.5 inches. And you can also tell if the plant is extremely dehydrated because this will wrinkle up. Mine never does because I never really let that happen for my plants. That's just who I am. So anyway, going back, and then when you go to the 12, I would say it would be 1.5 to 2 inches deep. Yeah. The bigger it is, the more it can handle, and the less water it's going to need. And the less water it's going to need, if you are going to water it more frequently, if you're going to water it so much, it will obviously get overwatered. It's just that type of plant. So be very, very careful. And the reason that I say that it's good for a beginner is because it's very forgiving if you don't water it very often. But also, I also do consider that there are some people that they have a watering personality. Some people prefer to like to water every day. Some people prefer to like water less frequently. So you have to know your personality, and you just need to have a guide. If you are organized about it and you have a guide, I mean, if you have like a handful of plants, you're fine. I have about 200 plants, so I need organization for everything. If not, my plants are definitely not going to be healthy and thriving. So, again, if you're interested in what I feed her, look in the description section below, expand that. Everything is always there for your guys' convenience, so do check that out. If there's anything else, I have probably grown this plant, I would say almost 10 years total. Not this particular plant, but Thanksgiving cactus. And so I know so much about it. So if you guys have any questions, comments, anything about this particular plant, let me know down in the comment section. I love hearing from you guys all the time. Anything else, just comment section. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next update. Bye.